What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday night. I myself have had quite a weekend, feeling a little tender today, but appreciate all of you tuning in. A little bit of birds news can definitely bring the spirits up, so I appreciate you tuning in, whether you're a fan of the real birds or these new wannabe birds, the Cardinals. No, we're going to talk here a little bit about this coaching move, but this weekend is a special one. I know you're all waiting for that cap space video, and I've got it created, I've got it made, and I will be making it tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So I hope to see you then. Going to be breaking down 10 ways the Eagles can create cap space. So hope to see you then. We'll take a look at the Eagles cap situation right now, all that great stuff. So I hope to see you then, but let's get into this news right here. And, we have talked about this young man the last few days, Nick Rallis, and this was a possibility we talked about that I did not want to see. Jonathan Gannon, you son of a bitch. So, yeah, that's right. I'm pissed off. Jonathan Gannon is a Cardinal. He is no longer an Eagle, so he can go F himself. I am not very happy about this move. I like this young man. We talked about who, he was the other day, and I showed you the graphic, was a long shot to be the defensive coordinator here. I thought Denard Wilson would be the choice, if not Sean Desai, if you're going on an outside choice there. But I think, this young man here has a lot of fire and a lot of promise. And, it's not really that surprising that he is now the defensive coordinator for the Cardinals. So Nick Rallis was taken from us by Jonathan Gannon. And we talked about this. They're going to not only want to take staff, but look out for some of these players that are free agents. Maybe go over there and help him run that system. So they've got some talent over there. And with this system, they could do a lot of dangerous things. And obviously, it's the offense you got to worry about over there with the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. And they got a plethora of weapons. So we'll see if they get things together. But the defensive side, they're trying to shore things up. And with Nick Rallis, one of his right-hand men, and, we talked about Denard Wilson the other day. This was another one of those guys. And clearly, I think Denard Wilson could definitely be a strong candidate for the Eagles defensive coordinator position with this move happening because, well, Gannon's still, going to be running that defense as the head coach. But, giving this title to Nick Rallis, that's huge, man. We've talked about his short coaching career, but got a lot of promise there. So I'm happy for him. I wish him the best. And, Cardinals fans, if you are watching, look, you've got yourself a young man that I'm not sure exactly what you're going to see out of his style because it's going to be Jonathan Gannon's defense. And I've talked about that, being the number one passing defense in sacks, breaking all those records. You've got yourself a good defensive coordinator. Obviously, in the second half, the players failing to execute. And we as Eagles fans feeling a certain way. But, I'm trying to have a good night, enjoying Max McClung win the dunk contest. I put my money down on he and Lillard, so let's effing go, baby. But they just had to throw me a curveball. As soon as I get on my phone, I'm like, you son of a bitch. And so can't have an enjoyable night. They have to go ahead and do this to us. But I appreciate all of you. I see this comment section rolling up, so let's check it out. If you dare to ever, my little man, Taylor, hope you're doing well. Appreciate you taking the time, tuning in, and I got it together for tonight's show. And as I was texting you earlier, look, I'm going to have that salary cap show tomorrow that I know a lot of you have been asking about. So we're going to throw it down tomorrow. Hope you're looking forward to it. But appreciate all of you taking the time. Ted, Taylor, appreciate you guys. Are you surprised, Eric Gannon? No. Look, I think it's dumb in the sense that I didn't think he needed to go prove without Mahomes or whatever, this, that, the other thing. But, I saw Justina Anderson going to war with people like this is not the same title. So, hey, look, if he's getting more duties and he's actually given a chance, if Ron Rivera is, planning on stepping down and they're going to move him up, that's great. Terrible organization, but I'm happy for Eric Bieniemy. But look, that's where my mind's at. I think that he'll be given that opportunity. That's why he would go there. Why would you want to just leave Patrick Mahomes, But he's been given those 1-year deals over and over again. So he's got some assurances there, I'm sure. So, hey, we'll see. But I'm pissed that he's in our division. We always are getting loaded with coaches and players. And it's like, damn you. Dude. So, no, not at all, man. I think we're going to bring up Brian Johnson, and that's who I talked about this offseason. So that's where my mind is at. But wish him the best of luck. I don't think he needs to make a lateral move where he's just doing the same thing. Cardinals fan here. What can you tell me about this guy? Look, as I was saying, I think that, and I appreciate you tuning in, Omar. I think for me, Nick Rallis is somebody I talked about the other day. He brings that same fire and he has that same belief, in the system of Jonathan Gannon's, where you've got your linebackers using a plethora of ways, but, you're talking about sideline to sideline athletic guys that can cover the pass. And, he's got that mindset, but now he's, going to have control of the defense. But what you should know, Omar, is, Jonathan Gannon, obviously, as the defensive coordinator here, #1 passing defense, #1 in sacks. Like, his system works, and a lot of Eagles fans are still really pissed, and I'm pissed we lost. Don't get me wrong. But he is a good defensive coordinator, and that system, that Vic Fangio style defense, is what is going to work in the NFL. Now, you have to make adjustments. You have to be able to do things in the second half of games, but he's a great coach. That's why he got a head coaching job. So you've got two guys that I really love the promise of, and I think they're going to be great coordinators. And, Nick Rallis, now the youngest coordinator in the NFL. So it's really crazy that he's given this opportunity. But we talked about this the other day because I know that Gannon loves him. And I thought it could be Denard Wilson if we, the Eagles, do not bring him as our defensive coordinator, promote him. But I think that's what's going to happen here. So unless you see him tomorrow leave as a defensive backs coach, then I'm going to be pissed, and I will kick Jonathan Gannon's ass myself. So, it's a good hire, though, and I think he's okay. The players love this dude. That's the one thing I've loved about him, and I've talked about. Sorry, I'm trying to realize what I didn't say here. But I've been talking about him the last few days as a possible candidate for the Eagles because I really like this kid. But I really think it will be Denard Wilson. If you go out of house, it'll be Sean Desai. But this is a good hire for you guys. The players love him. This dude, his brother is that Madcap Moss in WWE. And that's pretty crazy, man. Like they look a lot of like I saw this dude, and he's just like a long-haired, longer beard, greased up with some tanning stuff on there, some tanning spray, and it would be the same guy. But it's pretty cool for him. But I love Nick Rallis. Very excited for his future here. But in case you missed it, I was showing his coaching. It's a very short resume. But again, you saw Gannon, obviously, given an opportunity. And these guys, it doesn't matter, man. If you're good at what you do, who cares? But this kid, since he's been, and I saw Max Williams, I believe it was, that went to school with him in college there. So Wake Forest, that's great. So he's excited to see him playing. I'm not sure where they play together, but you see he started in Wake Forest. Then he got a job with the Vikings. And you see the familiarity with Jonathan Gannon, see assistant linebackers coach and defensive quality control for the Vikings in 2020. And obviously he is the Cardinals defensive coordinator now after being the linebackers coach for the Eagles the last couple years. But I love this kid's passion for the game and really excited about his future. But I'm kind of pissed it's not for the Eagles here. So, one of the things I talked about, we were talking about this with the potential defensive coordinator candidates for the Eagles. And obviously this takes him off the list. But, I was showing the full list of guys on our defensive staff here. And we'll see who we bring in as the new linebackers coach. Maybe, I don't know. Washburn, he's got the edge rushers. That's a whole different beast in itself. So I think you'll just bring someone else in, but I think you'll need someone else as a defensive back coach as well. I really think Denard Wilson could be the guy, but we'll see how impressed they are with Sean Desai, who, again, runs the same style system of Jonathan Gannon, that Vic Fangio style, and a little bit different. We talked about the other day, running those systems. I'll talk about that in a second, but I think that a lot of potential candidates here. So without Nick Rallis, I think for the Eagles, you got Denard Wilson here, and I've talked extensively since this offseason. And even when we signed him, you can go check those videos out. But I really like the guy. And, Gannon always spoke so highly of him, and Sirianni, everybody, and the players do. So I think this could be the guy next in line. And another one I threw out there, I picked 3 from the Eagles staff, and went with Rocker and then, of course, Rallis. But clearly, it will not be Nick Rallis. But we know that the Eagles requested to interview Vance Joseph. You know me, not huge on this guy. If you want to hear my extensive thoughts on that, you can go check that video out. But Sean Desai, I talked about running that new scheme, in the NFL, Vic Fangio style, where, you got the multiple schemes, the multiple fronts, and, they really understand stopping the pass. But he has gone out and done things where, Jonathan Gannon did not, where you had him, matching guys up against, the number one corner versus the number one receiver. You actually had times where he was lining defensive ends next to each other. So imagine Sweat and Reddick coming at you at the same side. So he's got different principles. All these guys are different, but they come from the same tree and they have a lot of the same ideas and same principles, but a lot of different stuff. And I really like Sean Desai there. But in that video, I talked about a lot of the names you guys were asking me about. So you can go check that video out the other day. There's Vance Joseph. There's Sean Desai. There's all kinds of videos out there explaining this coaching search, my thoughts on all of these guys that I think could be candidates, and a couple in there that I didn't, that you guys were asking about, but go check those out. But for me, with Nick Rallis gone here, this, I didn't really think he'd be defensive coordinator for us, but it is a blow because I was hoping he would stay in this system. We'll see how Denard Wilson, can do if he gets promoted, and if not, if he stays or he goes somewhere else. And, it's going to be intriguing who wants who, because if you bring in a new defensive coordinator, does he bring in, all different assistants, keep some of them, and, some of these guys stick around, and we'll see. We shall definitely see what goes down here. But we got the chat going. Cardinals are barely bird. Yeah, dude, I've heard some of that stuff, and it's like, don't do that. But go real birds. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, trying to learn about your new defensive coordinator, and I think it's a great pickup for you. Yo, my man, what's going on, bro? Who do you think we get? I think it's Denard Wilson or Sean Desai. That's, in my opinion, I've been talking about both of those guys, Denard Wilson, and then on the offense, Brian Johnson, because I thought, we were going to lose Steichen and Gannon by the end of this season. Obviously, that's what happened when you make the Super Bowl. So best of luck to them. But now the Eagles got to fill in those blanks, and I'm okay with it. A lot of these young guys, I think you could promote within, and I'd be very okay with. Do I think Bieniemy took the job? Because no, I think that they have a great friendship, and they probably promised him some good things. Excited for the Cat Space video. Yo, you know how he's the man. I hope he doesn't. I think he'll stick around. But yeah, and CJ's definitely my top priority. And we'll have a video on the priorities for, that'll be next week. I'm going to be talking about who I think the Eagles should be signing. But tomorrow is 10 ways the Eagles can save, and we'll be taking a look at those free agents, and I'll be including that stuff in there. We'll be talking about how you clear up space. Do you want to bring this guy back? Could you cut this guy because you're bringing this guy back? So a lot of information tomorrow, and I know you guys love this video every offseason, and I'm all about it, baby. So we're going to listen to the haters say the Eagles don't have money, and, well, right now they don't have that much, but we're going to create that space, and you know how we roll. So looking forward to seeing tomorrow, 1 o'clock, or whenever you guys get the time to watch it. But I hope to see you live first Sunday without Eagles football, and I can't do it. So I hope to see you tomorrow. But Nina, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're doing well. I know I still want to punch right through that damn wall because I'm not really good feeling. This is just helping me breeze right through like it's next season. Like, I'm not even, bro, didn't happen, because I wake up and I'm miserable when I think about it. And I try to get through my days without being pissed and try to avoid people talking about it and just talking about other things. But yeah, it drives me insane. I hope you're doing well and not going crazy like I am and completely depressed. So I hope you're all doing well, enjoying your weekend though. And look, we're here to party, so I appreciate you. But yeah, Vic Fangio talked about that when we brought in Gannon. Really excited for what he could do. Having us 10th in his first year with the players he did, that was pretty damn impressive. And then second this past year, and obviously a lot of talent, but really showed out, breaking all those records. So sad to see him go, but I'd like to see some of the disciples, that were also from this tree bearing such great fruit, as Nick Sirianni would probably say. So grow some flowers, fruit, whatever you got to do. Let's roll. But yeah, I love that dude. Yo, my man Drew. Yo, I'm going to punch them in the face. But I was having a tough day myself. Girlfriend was working all day. So as I was going through these things, it was misery. But I it was nice to be able to see her for a little bit. And then we were watching the dunk contest. Then I see this news and I'm like, man, got to jump on. I know some of you guys missed that yesterday. I know YouTube hates you, Drew, and I'm gonna have to beat their ass. I'm gonna be real with you, but it's nice to see you, dude. Hope you're doing well, and hope I can try to lighten that mood a little bit. I'm drifting off the space. I was just chilling, having a good time with the lady, and now this news comes upon us, and you know I'm never going to leave you hanging, and tomorrow is a special day, so I'm going to get this out of the way and let you know that tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I'm going to make the stuff, get it all set up, so you know it's going down. Get excited. Yeah, I'm bringing it, dude. So we do this every year, and then we'll go through who we should bring back, and then I'm going to show you the list of like probably like 300 effing people. Like, I'm literally going to show you what it's like to just no day off, baby, because the last few years has been awesome doing this, but we break down which free agents we would really like to look at, because I know there's a lot of doom and gloom about losing guys, but it's like, hey, you can bring some guys in and we'll be just fine. And we got that draft coming up, 2 first-round picks. Let's roll. But Desai would be nice too. So as I've said, if it's not Denard Wilson and we're going out of house, bring it on, baby. Maybe you could convince him to come here and help us as a defensive back coach, but I highly doubt it. He's like the senior, the assistant head coach there. So, we'll see, man. It's going to be exciting, and I'll have that news for you whenever that drops. Do you see any hope? I hope so. I do. I have hope that he will. I think he's hungry, and I think he knows this team can make it. So let's roll. But I agree with you, Tony. Tomatoes. I hope you're not throwing any at me right now. But look, I'm hoping he comes back. I do believe he will come back. His spirits were high, this all season, and I think, seeing him at that practice was really nice to see. Like, when these guys are at that age, in that point of the career, but they're going out there, you see them, putting their nose to the ground, and they're just kicking ass. But not only that, but they're sitting there, they're teaching the younger guys. It's watching him with Cam Jurgens this offseason. It was really cool. So I think that, this dude is very hungry, and he knows he can still help, and I'd love to have him back. So please, for the love of God, I will cover everything as always, every single day. I will not be going anywhere. I will have all of that information for you. We'll get through free agency. We'll get through the draft. We'll get through training camp. We'll get through the offseason, the preseason, all that great stuff. I will have everything for you that you will ever need. But as I always tell you, check the YouTube. You feel you missed something, there's probably a video I made about it. So I'm always trying to drop it on you, but if you ever feel I'm missing something, you think you could have something added here that you would enjoy, please feel free to let me know. And always on Fan Fridays, we're sitting here taking all your questions, comments. So you ever miss anything throughout the week, try to keep you just in the loop with everything, because I know it's pure chaos. And dude, we just went through some tough times, and I was like, you know what? We take a couple-day break, and I'll get to the Cap Space show. And well, bro, I've had about like a couple shows a day at least. And the one day it was like 4, the other day it was like 3. It's like, all right, dude. But it's helping me. Just pretend none of this is real. I'm in an alternate reality. Time is a flat circle. I just can't. I'm getting pissed thinking about it anyway. Probably feel a little bit better if we could hear. I've got plenty of those tales, and I try to keep them for Friday. My nephew's in the chat. He's actually a grown little young man now. Proud of you. Hope your restaurant's doing well. But look, man, there are some insane ones, and he actually, unfortunately, knows plenty of them. And still, he got to hang around some of the people I hung around with from my hometown, and it's just like, oh Lord, I can only imagine the things they told him. And yeah, I told you guys, I did not grow up, and achieve this such a sweet disease by just being, goody two shoe. I went pretty ham on life, and well, I've got some pretty great tales to tell, for a very long time. And I don't know if they're appropriate right now, man. So we'll save that for Fan Friday. But I tell you, you ever want to hear some good ones? I always bring the heat on Friday. But if you ever need a friend, you're ever feeling down, I know you said that earlier, man. Reach out, dude. I'm always chilling. You want to talk birds, you want to talk life, whatever it may be, you're always here, man, for me. So I literally mean it every time I say it. So feel free to reach out. You want a good story, I'm sure I could tell you one. And that's what's so funny. People always ask me stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't really know. Here's a funny one. You know what? This isn't really James Magnet, but this is part of, hanging out with my buddy Billy. I was telling her, I was like, we were at the bar, and I saw a commercial during the dunk contest for True Blood, And I was laughing and I was like, dude, I actually watched that show. And I was like, crazy story. This girl that was the bartender, she dated our one friend and she had the True Blood. And we started watching the one day. We're like, yeah, this is awesome. And we're at the bar the one night and people were like, dude, what? Like, you're watching True Blood, dude. It was just fun. I know that's not probably that funny to you, but if you were watching the dunk contest, I'm sure you saw. But it was actually a cool show. But I drank a lot, so maybe it's not. I don't know, but I know there was vampires and stuff, and it was definitely like a love story. And probably not. Whatever. But to each their own. But I found that funny. But I have more than you could ever imagine, and ask me on Friday one of these times, and we'll keep things real. But I do got to get rolling out here. I want to take your final questions here, but appreciate you, Drew. Love you, bro. I hope you're doing well, and seriously, reach out if you need, man. Looking back, should have drafted someone else instead of Jurgens. No, you definitely want Jason Kelsey's replacement to be learning from Jason Kelsey. So no. That is an amazing pick. He's like a clone. This is like the perfect pick. So I'd have to say, no way, my man. No way. How we usually go second round or lower. Anything Robinson good enough to consider a first round back? Dude, I really like him. I do. I think Bijan's pretty amazing. And I think a team could take a flyer on him. Maybe we would with that 31st, I mean. But 30th. Yeah, 30th. It's not 31st because there's only 31 picks in this first round because of the Dolphins, all that. So, yes. I think, he's definitely talented. I don't know if Miles comes back. We'll see what kind of price he's looking for. But I think that, we've talked about trading maybe that 30th pick and acquiring some extra picks there because, you've got only like two first. You have 6 picks, right? So you have 2 firsts, a second, a third, and then like 6th and 7th. So you're missing like the 4th, 5th. So I think we could definitely try to acquire more. We've got 4 picks though, and like there are 3 picks in the top 100, right? So that's pretty damn good. Or 4. So man, I'm excited, and I'm going to be talking about all that stuff tomorrow. But I think it's going to be exciting to talk about this draft with you guys. 2 first-round picks. It was exciting this past year, so I'm going to be pumped. I think he can, And look, he was doing well each week. They were progressing his reps, and then he got hurt, and then they just did things a little bit differently because you got Sue and Joseph acclimated into the system. Obviously, they got signed, and they all had a pretty nice rotation. But the plan is for him to be that guy, that run-stopping monster. So I'm very excited about his future, and you got to expect that. I know a lot of people want, his first-round pick. He has to, and it's like, hey, man, we knew this is a big dude. He's going to need to be developed into the NFL playing time and how he's used, and I think he'll be just fine. And I'm very excited about his future for sure. Hopefully, Gannon can take Wilson with him to the Cardinals. Sounds like a great coach. Arizona anymore? No, don't you dare, Omar. Don't you dare. I would come drop kick Jonathan Gannon myself. No, but look, if we do hire Sean Desai and, he's looking to go elsewhere and he wants to join Gannon, that was another one of his right-hand men. Like I said, Rallis and I had some fear the other day in that video that these guys could be candidates to be his defensive coordinator. And it's not like they won't be defensive coordinators, but he's running that ship there. And, they know each other, right? So I think it's a great hire for you guys. But stay away from Denard Wilson unless we get to decide. Then I'll be happy for him. But so it's a iffy boat right now for me. Cards fan, what can Eagles fans tell me about him? Is this a big? Hey, I was just talking about this a little earlier. My man, appreciate you tuning in. Terror Tees Tarantulas. Oh, I'm going Terry. Thank you, Taylor, for that earlier. But I appreciate you tuning in, Terror T. But look, this dude, he's exciting. And I talked about him the other day as a potential candidate for the Eagles because that's how much I liked him. Now I think Denard Wilson has the upper hand. And I think that's why you're seeing this move, because I think Denard Wilson will be named the Eagles defensive coordinator. But we're going to see how Sean Desai wows them. And if he does, maybe you guys take Denard Wilson too. But Nick Rallis, a great young coach, talked about his resume, not a big one, but, in case you missed it, only a few years, about 5 years now coaching, and, came right out of college swinging. And, the players love him, dude. This guy is an exciting young man. I've seen him on the sideline, got to go to a practice, watching him, and fell in love with his just style, man, the way he was up in everybody's business. And I think that people respect him already. And it's like, dude, when these dudes have played and they know what they're talking about now, clearly not at the highest level, but you don't have to be playing at the highest level to understand it at a high level. We all know that. So I think that, this guy is very impressive and he's a good pickup for you guys. So take care of him. I'm definitely pissed off about it. I wanted this kid to stick around the organization. I think he's a great kid, and he got a good one. So best of luck to him and the Cardinals, except for when we play you, because we're going to whoop that ass. But no, it's going to be an exciting game for sure. I'm looking forward to it. But hopefully we'll catch you at a game. Yo, you better, Drew. And we talked about those practices this offseason. Let's make it happen, dude. We're going to make it happen. Let's do it. Yo, my man, Bad Babylon, let's go. Appreciate you, dude. We were just breaking down this coaching talk. And like I said, I'm going to keep you guys all up to date with all of the coaching search for the Eagles. Any of you Cardinals fans missed the video, you can go check that one out on Jonathan Gannon, get to know him, his defense, all that great stuff. And if you want to go back to the past offseason, you can hear me breaking down Jonathan Gannon's defense into detail, and I think you'll find it very exciting because there's a lot of content in there. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You have any questions, feel free to leave it down below. Yo, and how we can always be wheeling and dealing, you know that. Old DC, he can bring, that's only fair. Bring in Buda Baker. I'm all about it, dude. That would be awesome. But we got some money to move around here, and tomorrow at 1 o'clock, I will be explaining how the Philadelphia Eagles can do just that. Clear up 10 ways to clear up cap space. So let's roll. And look, it's going to be interesting to see who we bring back, but I'm excited about it, man. Do not fear. Do not let those people get anyone riled up. I'm pumped about it. But Jose, my man, yo, and I appreciate you tuning in, Mr. Smith. I love it. You guys have some of the most, and with the name Jimmy Smith, most plain effing name in the world. Always love Jimmy effing Smith. That was one of my favorites. But you guys truly, you bring the bangers. And can't thank you enough, Mr. Smith. Jose Sisyawam, or maybe your name's just backwards and I don't know what I'm saying. I apologize for butchering your name, but you should see me. I always learn the NFL players' names, though. I always get to know them. I refuse not to get them right, but so I apologize, man. But let's go Birds. And I appreciate you tuning in, dude. And I hope you'll tune in tomorrow, 1 o'clock. I know we don't have football, but I'm going to break down. This is doing the math for you, showing how I do this and how you can do it yourself, how you can see how the Eagles can save money each year, how you can break this stuff down. Lots of it. You know what? I told you, I have it all loaded up. I'm going to show you. I do. So which one you want me to show you here? We talked about Jake Elliott. So how about I show you that one here? So here's the graphic, what it looks like. I will be breaking down for you all the moves here. So what you're looking, I got Lane up there for you. Oh, I lied to you. So there's Lane. But you see, we'll talk about what money you can save, restructure, extend. Then you talk about cut, pre-June 1st, post-June 1st, the cap saved, the dead money. Money that's negative is in the white there. And at the top, you'll see their years remaining, the cap hit. And I've got 10 players for you. You're going to see. And then I'm going to add all that money up. And I'm going to show you how the Philadelphia Eagles can save themselves some cap space. So I hope that you will tune in tomorrow at 1. But that is all I got for you tonight. But tomorrow's show is going to be awesome. I love it. Each all season, I know you guys get excited for it. So that makes me feel pretty good that you guys enjoy that work. But look, I hope to hear from you tomorrow. And if you can't make it, during the live, that's fine. I'd love to hear from you later. But we'll talk tomorrow during that show. I hope to see you then, Taylor. Buda is a Cardinal through and through. Yeah, man. I don't think they're getting rid of him. Just like we're keeping CJ around. He's not going anywhere, dude. But it'd be nice in a fantasy world to have him for sure with CJ. Holy. Look at that. See, there's going to be a lot of starting rookies. Yo, man, we'll see, man. We'll see how they stack them up. Agree with those today. You guys going to advance, but yo, I would not be getting rid of him. I will never. Losing Dawkins was like one of the most killer blows of my life. Losing a safety like that, not comparing Buda to him, but saying, that's a guy that you could keep around that brings that fire that I'm sure you guys are falling in love with already and can have a long career there. So don't make the same mistake. Won't even say his name because he is a clown on social media, but we'll leave it at that. Yo, it's Hoppy. Great pronouncing. Hey, look, I appreciate you, dude, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you'll tune in tomorrow, but I do have to get rolling here. Appreciate you guys tuning in right here at the end, and all of you that were here from the get, let's go. But yes, and I talked about that the other day, the possibility if we do not bring back Sayamalu. So tune in tomorrow. We'll be talking about all that stuff. And then tune in next week when I talk about all those free agents and the possibility of them coming back. So I'm going to keep you entertained throughout this offseason. Appreciate all of you tuning in. And a big thank you to all the Cardinals fans who tuned in to get a little something. If you have any further questions, there are videos from earlier this week you can go check out. I'll try to leave them down in the comments below, or you can ask a question down below in the comments. I'd love to try to give you the answer. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are all having yourselves a great weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock p.m. Let's go! Not 1 a.m. I'm not coming back here in a couple hours. I'll be real with you, but you know it. And, have a great night. Hope to see you tomorrow. If you guys need anything, you know it. You can always reach out any of these platforms down below. Leave a comment down below. I will try to get back to you, whatever it may be. But I hope you all have yourselves a great night. And until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!